Between horse feet and mule feet. This is the hoof of a horse. The frog is the same, is on the right angle of the end of the support system of the horse hoof. The frog is deep inwards, and we have that the hoof is going around and the support system is here. Mostly when they do shoeing on horses, they put the shoes a little bit more there. It's all because of the shape of the horse hoof. Further notice is that the horse hoof, when it comes out of the rim, it goes outwards. It starts small, it goes outwards. It's going to be widened. That's the horse hoof. The mule hoof is different. This is the hoof of a mule. Now, the difference is, first of all, the frog. The frog of a horse, the end of the frog from a horse, is aligned with the ends of the support system. But with a mule, the frog sticks out a lot more. So you have this. You have this. While with a horse, the frog ends at the same spot. Further notice that the horse hoof is round, but the mule hoof is in a U shape. That means that the shoes of a mule hoof are different as well. They should be in a U shape. This is the front. It's a little bit wider. The back feet, the back feet are even more different. You see that the frog here is coming much more, it's protruding much more at the end of the support system. And it's much more of a U shape. So, when a mule hoof grows, as you can see, the difference is that out of the rim, the hoof of horses going outwards, but the hoof of mules is staying in the same height and the same way. That means that the mule is different not only in her hoofs, but in her whole skeleton. That's why it said that the mule has a donkey bone structure. The donkey bone structure of a mule is a sharp withers. And if you take a look at this is a horse. It's round. And you see that the withers is going way back. It's much more round. And that's, good. So that's difference number 4. The second difference is that the spine of a horse is going inwards. And he has a barrel-shaped belly. And this, when you are sitting on your horse on this spot, when you have your leg here, you feel pressure on the leg of your horse. The further notice is that there is one. The further notice is that they have horses have one spine. It's I don't know the name. I will find it up. I'll put it in the description. And it's all round. And if you stand on the back side, you see that from a horse, it is all round. It's the same with ponies. Exactly the same situation. When they move in a different way than horses do. I have to put this one back into the stall. Otherwise we have a problem. Hop. Come on. Hop. Hop. There you go.
Dat staat op film.
Sta je op de film?
Ja.
She's a 2-year-old. So, now, as you can see, the horse's neck area is learned that from a mule. A mule, they say it's a half horse and a half donkey, but that's not true. Go on. So you can see that the leg, the position of the leg. The position of the leg is also in a different spot. Now, this one is a Spanish horse, Spanish breed. But if you take a look, he has some difficulties with his feet. And that's why he has, we have to treat him different when it comes to shoeing. But as you can see, the support system is almost at the same height as the end of the frog. And the shoe is round. It's in the front hoof, but also the back hoof. Although the back hoof, the toe is a little bit, walking out a little bit longer than the front hoof. That's the difference. But you can see that the frog is on the same height as the support system, the heel. Well, now it comes to mules. Because a lot of people say that mules, it's no problem that they have horseshoes. Well, due to the difference of their feet, you cannot fit a horseshoe. It's not gonna work. And I'll show you why. Look. As you can see, this is a regular horseshoe as it comes out of the machine. Come. Oi. Up. Now, you put this shoe on as the way it is. And look what happens. You see, if you put the inward one aligned with the hoof, then you might think it is okay. But when you take it off, and then it comes to nailing as well, because the nails, this one will fit, and maybe this one will fit. But when you take it off, it's completely different. Because the inward, if you put them on this, and then you have the outward line, is not aligned with the hoof. Even bukken, Joyce. You see, it's going over the hoof. That's the problem with horseshoes. So, what do? If they want to do it, they make shoes that will fit mules. The same goes with the back feet. Regular horseshoe, put it on the back foot of a mule, and you will see it will not fit. It looks like it will fit, but if you put the alignment here, this nail is going next to the hoof on the outside, but the other ones are, all of them are going on the outside next to the hoof. So this is not going to fit. Well, what do? We let shoes make by a farrier. You see, and here it is. This is for the back hoof, and this one is for the front. You can see the difference. Although these two ends of the branches should be a little bit more straight, but we will do that tomorrow. As you can see, it's different. This is the front, and this is the back. So if you turn it around, and you put it like this, you can see that the hoof of the mule is completely off. Although you might think that this one will fit, the regular one, it will not, because you have the problem with the nails. If we put this one on, come on, there you go. Look, now you still have to mold it a little bit. It will fit. You see? But these are too long, so we take off, and that's what we are going to do tomorrow. We take off a little piece of the end of the branches. Why? Because the frog of a mule must stay clear of pressure at all times. If you trim the mule's foot, and that's the problem, because you can see that mule's foot is trimmed, the frog is trimmed with it. But mules and donkeys, you never ever touch the frog. You never ever cut it out.
Trombone!
You never do it.
Trombone!
You also never cut out this part. But only thing that you do is when this comes loose, you take it off. And that's it. And for the rest, don't ever touch it because they need the frog. They use this while they're walking as a stamp. Horses don't. And that's the reason, as you can see, that the frog of a mule, the mule's foot, is way backwards. They use this as a stamp because of their movement. They move in a whole different way than horses do. So this is what you have. This is what you have when you let the shoes make for her hoof. You see, that's the difference. And I know a lot of people are not agreeing with me because those will fit, but they don't, because you were killing your mule. You are literally killing your mule. These flaps, you don't need them. Because the mule's foot, again, works different than that of a horse. And I know that a lot of people now start screaming because I'm wrong and I'm not right and I don't know anything about mules. But I've been fighting for 5 years to get the right shoes for my mule. So that will give you a hint. You see? That's the difference. Take away, chip away part of these edges and it is perfect. The same goes for the front foot. This is the regular horseshoe. See, if you align it with this one, then this is coming out on here. It's coming out. You do the same here, doesn't matter. This one is a little bit more round because this is a little bit more round of the front hoofs of mules. It depends on the mule. And you see, this shoe is actually just a little bit too big. It needs to be molded a little bit smaller. This is just a little bit too big. It needs to be molded a little bit smaller. As you can see, here the frog is completely free. I'm not happy with this, so I'm going to fight for it that the farrier is not going to touch the frog no more, because the frog of a mule needs to be wide, and this is very small, and this is not good. It will kill her eventually. But it needs to be molded inwards a little bit more, and then you will see it will fit, because here you see it's open. You can see right through it. It's open. So it's not gonna fit completely. So that's the story about mules and horses. And now back to the conformation. As you can see.
Kijk, zo hooitjes. Loop bij je lief. Je kunt die kimmering.
As you can see, look at the difference from a horse. How a horse stands. Go. And the difference of a mule. Here, Joyce. You see, it's from the breast, the shoulder part, the withers, the scapula is in a whole different place. He is a full purebred Spaniard, and she is a full purebred Spanish mule. Because quarter horse mules are different, Tennessee walking horses are different. So the shape of the mule is different as well. But you can see a good solid mule has a straight line. It has a straight line. And this one is a straight line. And you can see that it is different. It's very difficult to explain if you don't see the bones. It's different from a horse. Also, this. The part that you can ride on a mule is only this part. when you put a saddle on a mule, this whole area must stay free. Why is that? It's not only because it's a mule and it's a donkey crossing. The reason for this, that this patch stays free, is that inside here is a pocket of liquid fat. When they move, they grease the spine, they grease the hips, they grease everything. They have a fat pocket here, they have a fat pocket here. On the moment they move, they oil the whole bone structure system. So this part always stays free. The next reason is that the upper part of the scapula of a mule is as thin as paper. It's as thin as paper, so it needs to be free. It can break off just right away. That's why a mule is never allowed to have a horse saddle on its back. Steve Edwards from the Queen Valley Mule Ranch explains the whole situation about the difference between horse saddles and mule saddles. It's great the way he shows it, it's great the way he explains it, and that's the reason why. And because of it, because they have a fat pocket. Horses and ponies, they have this liquid in between their bones, but mules don't have it. Mules have bone on bone. The spine of a mule is on top of everything. In a horse, it's sunken, it's a barrel shape. Mules have a roof shape. So, and there is so much more to learn about mules. The mule itself is like the agriculture pulling tractor of the mechanical pulling tractors that we have. The same is with the mule. If you stand on the back side of the mule, it's going.
Ze staat er best lullig bij nu eigenlijk. Zet er even een stap opzij.
Zo is niet zo heel erg. Tak.
Nu ziet het beter uit, ja.
It's completely different. I need to make another video about the conformation of these animals. But when it comes to the feet, you cannot put horseshoes under mule feet. It's not possible, it's not going to happen. And you can see it on the shape. Voila! You can see it on the shape. Look how she is placing her feet. She is using everything of it. Horses have a different. He is standing on shoes, so it's a little bit more difficult to see. But if you take a look at the horse, if you take a look at his foot, it's more that angle. When you take a look at the mule, it's more straight, it's more flat. It's actually a good one. Look how it stands. This is the horse and that is the mule. You see that the weight is placed different also. So you cannot compare mule feet with horse feet. Absolutely not. And that's why it's recommended when you ride mules, put shoes on, because the feet are actually too small to carry all the body weight. So that's it for now.